name is Jeni Forman. I'm the Senior Vice President of Marketing for Hearth and Home Technologies. We're based out of Lakeville, Minnesota, and I lead a marketing team of about 65 individuals that covers trade marketing, category management, go-to-market strategies, integrated marketing, which covers the marketing tech stack, creative services, and digital marketing. And I have been here for 14 years. I'm actually in my 7th role with the company. So I've moved around a lot. I've been in both the sales side, I've been in product management, and been in the marketing side. So I've got a great experience here in the last 14 years. Well, there are a lot of things. I certainly never thought when I started here 14 years ago that I would stay this long. In fact, I started my career in food and beverage with Kraft General Foods, a small company out there, and learned kind of the basics of brand marketing from probably one of the best in the world. But I had really never been with a company longer than 3 years at that point. So I did not expect to stay here. I did not come from any building products experience. But when I did start here, I was inspired by several things. First of all, the array of brands. So we have a lot of brands in our portfolio. And whether you're looking at FIREPLACES, I mean, we have the top 3 most recognized fireplace brands in the industry. And along with that, we have iconic stove brands. And so the brand piece just felt really good to me after coming from a big name like Kraft General Foods, that I could come into a leadership position in that industry. And just from an opportunity standpoint, I always really loved the fact here that no matter where I was at, what I was doing, I felt like there was always opportunity, not only for me professionally to continue to grow and get better at what I do, but also for our organization to continue to grow, whether it's in revenue or in profits, and expanding our ability across trade partners and channels. And that opportunity just always felt like something I never wanted to give up on. I always wanted to take advantage of it. I also love that we grew up through acquisition. And so, the company started with Heatilator, and then as they acquired companies, they also were able to keep the founders of those companies. So we would acquire a company, and the original founder would stay with us. And today we have 3 of the founders of the several companies that we have acquired who are still with us. And it always spoke to me that those founders would stay with us, and our culture and how it just really supports and enables people with entrepreneurial minds to really grow and continue to feel like they're contributing to the business and that it's still theirs. And in this organization, we refer to the other people who work here as members. We're not employees, we are members of the company. And that just felt like a really great culture to be in, very inclusive. And then finally, when you're in kind of the marketing space, one of the things that I learned very early that I didn't want to have to worry about was the quality of product. And so in this company, we are very operationally focused. We take great pride in the products that we manufacture and in our ability to deliver them on time to our customers. And the fact that I never have to worry about the quality of our product out there made me feel really good. It allows me to focus myself and my team and our activities on actually going out and talking to consumers, as opposed to having to worry about product quality. And that was something that I really, really love. I think it's very important to each of our brands for different reasons. But one of the things that, from a marketing perspective, we've really focused on over the years is that brand persona, and how do we get that persona to go out further than just to the people that purchase them, but to others who are thinking about them. And so we liken our brands to other brands that are out there, and then we look for kind of consumers that we can relate to that show that persona. And I'll use the Quadrifire brand as a starting point. We always thought it was kind of a working man's brand, or working person's brand, if you will, that it's the kind of person that wants to tinker with stuff and and wants to, like have the most beautiful burn that they can have possible in their appliance. And so we were always looking for people who could really play with the how do you start a fire the best, and then tell that story so that other people could say, "Ooh, I like that, and I really have a passion maybe for how my fire looks." And whether you grew up with a wood fire, that was out camping, or you had a fire pit at your home or whatever, you can still build that beautiful fire inside a quarter fire wood stove and get the appreciation of having that traditional wood fire. Or, on the heat and glow side of things, when you look at maybe an ad that we have where a family has changed their wood fireplace into a gas insert, and then you see the family interfacing in front of that gas insert, and you're talking to the consumer. We have lots of interviews with consumers where they talk about the enjoyment of being able to sit in front of their gas insert. They didn't have to go out and gather the wood. They don't have to clean up any mess. They have this beautiful fire that they can turn on with the click of a button, or with their iPhone and the app. And the next thing you know, they're just talking about how I get to enjoy this, and the time with my family. I spend that time now enjoying the fire as opposed to going out and building the fire. And that kind of relationship with your hearth appliance is just so important, because as I'm going to say, may sound a little odd, but as human beings, we all have a little bit of that desire for fire in our lives, because it's something just very kind of born in us. And I don't think you can ever take it out of people. The question is, how do you bring it out and really highlight it in their lives and allow them to have those memories of the past and their family, maybe growing up as a child. All those memories and things that people have around fire are so important. And so that personalization is just critical, I think, to the brands. We have a variety of tools out there that I think can really help a consumer, one, design a fireplace or appliance that they are really going to love their entire life, or their existence in the home that they're in. And then secondly, once you have it in your house, how you can actually use an app to control that inside. So they're sort of two very different elements. But if you are a consumer and you are looking for a hearth appliance, we created it launched this year in 2021, a configuration software called Design Your Fireplace, which allows you to go on to the Heat and Glow website and pick the appliance that you want to start with, the fireplace that you want to start with, or gas insert, and then you can customize it. You can put the front, you can put the colors on that you want, you can put the refractory on the inside that customizes it to your style or design, whatever you're looking for in your home. And then you can actually take your phone, do the point and shoot for the scene configurator. So point it to the wall that you want to put it on, and get a really great visual of what that's going to look like. And then the linchpin, of course, is that complete circle of, once you get that picture, and you can actually send it to one of our local trade partners, and they can help you actually get that design and get it installed for you. So kind of that end-to-end customer relationship with getting your own personalized fireplace. The second thing is really around an app that we now have created called the IntelliFire app. And that allows you to control your appliance in your home from your phone or from Alexa or Google. And so I actually have three. I have a home in here in the Wisconsin area, and then I have a home in San Diego that has a couple of inserts. And so I actually control three different appliances on the app now. So I can turn my appliance on or off when I'm on my way home, which I love, because if I'm heading home in the middle of winter to Wisconsin and I want my house to be warm when I get there, I can turn the fireplace on. If I leave and I forgot to turn it off, I can turn it off from my phone, which is a great benefit. I rent out the house in California, and so I can tell if my renters have turned it on or left it on, and I can turn it off for them. So there are some really great advantages, but not only the on and off feature, but I can turn the lights on just to create a little bit of atmosphere if I want to. I can raise the heat up or down, turn the fan on or off. So if I want a lot of heat in the room, I can push it in. If I want it to just be a nice casual atmosphere with low heat, I can do that too. And so really allowing that, that interaction with your fireplace to be customized to the way that you want it, which is so important to the consumer today. I mean, a lot of consumers, I mean, you mentioned you're in North Carolina, you maybe don't want heat very often. You might want it to be, really more just the ambience at times. And so being able to take that heat away or to put it in a different room or to really have no heat coming at all, those are really important characteristics of a fireplace today. And so, how the fireplace fits in with what the consumer wants is just super important. And that's part of what design your fireplace, allowing you to make it look the way you want, and then using the app so you can operate it and use it the way that you want to in your lifestyle. I love this part of the business because it's advancing at such a pace right now that it's fun to see it happen. I mean, the idea of being able to just, I mean, you can, and I didn't get this in the answer, but to say, hey, Alexa, turn my fireplace on too. That's something that's pretty cool. And in new homes today, it's really exciting to see how home builders are doing the smart home concept. And so, we really want to be a part of that as well. So. Well, so, it's amazing. When we went into COVID, I don't think any of us really realized, and we didn't really understand what was going to happen as a result of COVID. We thought we were in for, another major downturn, I think at the start. And then as people, began to realize they were cooped up in their homes with kind of nowhere to spend their money, and they decided to invest in their homes, uh, pretty amazing year for I think all building products, honestly. And certainly indoor and outdoor fireplaces were no exception. We've definitely seen consumers not only want to spend more time indoors, so making that indoor fireplace experience a better family and better environment atmosphere, but also extending that outdoors into the outdoor world. Actually, from a growth standpoint, we've seen outdoor just really take off because that was an area that people really hadn't developed up until COVID. And as they wanted to spend more time at home and they wanted to be able to do that more with their families, they really started having, I think, a better vision of what that outdoor space could look like. Some of the big things when we talked a little bit about heat, no heat, depending upon what kind of fuel you take and what kind of heat management system you use, I think those kind of options became very important because it wasn't just the people up north in the Minnesota area and those kind of climates where you need heat, but the people in the south, they also want to have that atmosphere. And so being able to deliver to them a product that doesn't necessarily heat them out of the house while they have it on is very, very important. And then I think the other thing is easy. I mean, I think the consumer doesn't want to spend a lot of time messing with, whether they're trying to build a fire like outdoor. The wood fireplace outside, requires that you're putting time into it. You have to get your wood. You've got a season. There's just so many things associated with it. So all of a sudden, gas fire pits, gas fireplaces, all those things that can be incorporated very easily into your outdoor landscape became very, very popular, and consumers seem to really be drawn to them during the COVID timeframe. So it's been fun to watch. I think the other thing I just point out is there's a lot of fuel choices out there for you. Whether it's wood or natural gas or propane. But the other big one that's really starting to take off and allows you to really put a fireplace anywhere is the electric fireplace. And I think historically, maybe there was a little bit of a paradigm about, oh, that's not real fire. And granted, it's not real fire, but it has become really more of an artistic element in your home. I mean, and in that linear format that you see most of the electric fireplaces, you really get a beautiful artistic element to your home that does provide you with some great ambiance and style. Absolutely. Health and wellness it's a big deal, especially in the new home building now. And so there are even things you can do in the hearth industry to help contribute to that environment. And in fact, it can be one of the areas that if you're looking at like a net zero home, that can help you with some of the offsets of the carbon emissions and whatnot by balancing what you're putting in and what you're taking out and combining it with that health and wellness. So we're really learning a lot about that right now, and evaluating how fireplaces fit into that environment. But some of the things that we really do to enable the health and wellness environment are some of our appliances. We use what's called chromotherapy. So we use different lights and colors and things to match your mood. So if you want to relax, you can choose a blue, and so whatever colors you choose to match your mood or your environment, you can do that. The other thing is sounds. We have some products where you can actually you have a gas fireplace, but you can connect it right up to your Wi-Fi in your home, and you can play the crackling sounds of a fire. And so when you get those sounds, you naturally start to have different, thoughts of happiness and wellness, and maybe family memories and those sorts of things. So those are all really, really important elements of that health and wellness environment. And just from a relaxation standpoint, with the lights and the sound, there are just some things that can really enable your mood and emotion as you're around the hearth appliance. So, and we use that messaging when we're talking to consumers, that we will talk to them about how it will help enhance their lifestyle and their emotion, and the kind of happiness of the family at home. So lots of things and lots of room for improvement to keep growing there. So I think we have some areas where we can really start to enhance.